Hi everybody, good evening. Happy Tuesday. I hope you've had a beautiful day. I hope you've had a nice dinner, cup of tea, and now you're getting relaxed, sitting down and seeing what cards come up. Let's see what the divine is saying. Let's see what the general message is. Remember, it's for no fixed person, so there's no fixed sign and there's no fixed message, subject. It will just come in and then I will read, and most of the time obviously we're looking at a situation with regards to job, home, whatever, but I don't know what that is until the cards are coming up. So I look like I'm about to serve you some cherry pie with my hair like this. I look like I work in a diner, but it's the look for today, but that's cool. Anyway, hope you've been well. Welcome everybody, to my regulars, to my newbies. This is every Tuesday evening, and then you get one on Sunday. What I'm going to do this again because I was talking and I wasn't focused. So let's ask the cards. I hear you. You're saying, Hannah, get on with it. Oh, they're all flying out. So with you being the questioner, what is coming in? Thank you. Oh, guys, this is nice. I don't think we've had this energy for a while. Justice. This is you. First card is always the strongest. This is your energy. You're finding inner balance. You're finding that there has been absolutely no point in self-sabotage. There's no point in overthinking because it does not do anything to an outcome. Okay, so this isn't necessarily where you've got today. This is a process that you're going through, and this is something that only your internal scales, which is exactly what's coming up here, it's a merchant scale coming in for you to find that inner balance. Okay, you may have cut people off, you may have adjusted your environment, you may have done certain things in order for this balance to come in. Okay, on a legal level, this is you getting the balance on a legal system. Okay, but I don't know what the previous cards were, so I can't read it from a previous energy, but what I can read is your energy now, and justice is such a strong card to have. Okay, it's a major arcana, so it's something we have to go through. It's a blueprint of our destiny, but the justice is you being comfortable in your own skin, you being okay with moving forwards in whatever direction that is. You may have had to go through certain anxieties, you may have had to go through certain uncertainties, but actually sometimes when we just surrender to the divine, we get this card coming in. Justice. Balance. And because it's not coming in from an outside source, I'm not saying that justice will be done as such with things that have been unfair or whatever that is. But do you know what, guys? Sometimes when the balance comes in first with you, all the other stuff comes in after. You cannot expect to see the result you want to see when you're feeling out of balance yourself, because we call that filtered perception, and we will only see what we want to see. And when things are unfair, or when things seem, to be on that darker side, we will keep seeing it. Okay, but great card. I like it. Let's see what's coming in. Let's see what's following it. Firstly, see, for an outside influence, what's coming in doesn't mean you're influenced. Ooh, 2. I'm excited and I don't know why. 0404. Well, tell you something now. Your outside situation won't seem like anything's happening. I'm telling you now. With the 9 of Pentacles coming up here, this is not an energy that is fast moving. This is not an energy that's moving actually at all. But there's such a relaxed approach. And what's come up underneath it is the Wheel of Fortune. So fate, guys, is working in ways you cannot see. And why can't you see it? Because there's no movement. If you feel like you've been frozen out by someone, or there's no movement with regards to a situationship, let fate play out. Because it could be people cutting off their nose to spite their face, that type of stuff. However, I haven't gone deep yet, but let's have a look. But what the universe is doing, it's putting a freeze button on things on an external level whilst you get your balance on an internal level. You know, I said how once we get our balance back in on a authentic self or on the inside, everything else happens all around us. It's secondary. This is exactly what's happening. I feel if everything happened too soon right now for you, with you feeling out of balance, with whatever that is, again, you remember I said about filter perception, you'd only see it in a certain way anyway. You know, because there could be a state of anxiety, that could be a state of wonder. What if this happens? What if that happens? But don't underestimate the universe. When there's a freeze button, a pause button, this is a good pause as well. It's not like fate trying to annoy you by not letting anything happen. It's saying, guys, hold fire here. You find that inner balance. When you realise and when you know that stuff you already know, which is no amount of worrying is going to change an outcome. No amount of doing anything is going to change an outcome. It's how you feel about yourself, which is the Justice card. The Wheel of Fortune, the universe works her magic for you. This is why it's coming in from an outside influence. It's not reversed. It didn't come fly out sideways or anything like that. It came up with the Nine of Pentacles very, very organically and very, very beautifully. Meaning, let things come to you, okay? And what I'm seeing here, guys, is just like phase 1, phase 2. You first, your surroundings secondly. But I'm not seeing you being anxious here. I'm not seeing you thinking, oh no, what am I going to do? I'm seeing you just going, you know, what will be will be. And that's a great place to be. What I do want to say to you, this is coming up in your future position. Not your future, we haven't done that card yet. But this is the Two of Pentacles, okay? So you are going to be busy. You are going to be really busy. But don't spread yourself too thin, and don't try and, do something over there because it's going to benefit over here. Just take each day as it comes, okay? It's finding that equilibrium within your mind and your body, and the next day and the day after that and the day after that. If you find you're in the moment, whilst it is good to be in the moment, but if you're just like, that swan effect, how you could look calm on the top, but at the bottom your feet are going 10 to the dozen. This is what that means. We all do it to a degree. I'm not saying don't do it. But it's showing the balance could be off the scale a little bit, okay? So which kind of contradicts this energy here of justice, which is balance. So you do such good work, guys. You do this wonderful work here of finding balance, but it could seep back in because of external situations. Or because nothing is happening, you start to overthink a little bit, okay? What I do want to say is don't overspend also. Do you really need those things? Do you really need that stuff that you think is going to make you happy? Stuff doesn't make you happy. But I feel this is part of the lesson also. There's a bigger tapestry being woven, but the universe is asking you to balance those scales within first. Ironically, you kind of go out of balance here, but that could just be with work, that could just be with certain money things, Again, this is why I said don't overspend. Only buy things that you need. Don't buy things, obviously it's good to treat yourself, but if you don't need it, and it's going to annoy you in a month's time, and you think, why did I buy that? Then don't get it. Underneath the Justice card, which is the future you, what is coming up? So take heed of this advice, guys, because it brings you to the King of Pentacles. Can't really see him there, but he's on his throne. His castle's in the background. He's holding on to his coins, but not in a way like the Four of Coins, where it's like, oh, I need to keep hold of this. I need to, keep hold of this situation. The King of Pentacles is the king. There's no male or female. It's just the energy, guys. So if you are a woman watching this, don't think the king is a man. It's you. Okay, it's just the energy. But underneath the Justice card, this is such a good thing. Okay, so remember the Two of Pentacles is a minor energy, so it's very changeable. Minor energy is very changeable. It's almost like, do you go to Tesco's or do you go to Sainsbury's, and you change your mind at the last minute. Not saying that's your decision here, because clearly you wouldn't say, I'm going to watch a tarot reading and see which supermarket I should go to. It's just a example. The court cards are a voice, meaning that you take ownership of yourself a lot more, but it starts with this inner balance. Okay, whatever the card was before, guys, whatever this is, you're finding that inner balance, but you're doing it quietly. This is what I want to say. Not everybody knows your business, I feel, and not everybody knows what you're going through. Not everybody knows your inner turmoil. Not everybody knows where you've kind of felt like you've been lacking on a balance sense. You're doing it yourself, hence why the universe has put a pause on things, which is why you think things aren't happening. But it's not the universe annoying you, like I said, it's the universe allowing you to settle. It's like that's like stirring a pond. You have to, for it to all to be clear, it's got to be balanced. It's got to be balanced with all the mud going to the bottom and it just resting there. Okay, and this little unbalance that comes in, it could just be the residual energy, even of, you know, what you need to understand. Actually, once you're more in balance, you're just going to have a better understanding of, actually, I don't need to do this. Okay, sometimes we need that to happen, you know, in order for us to identify actually how far we've come. It's really nice. I like this. From an outside influence, what is coming in? That's too many. An outside influence, what is coming in? At the moon. Major Arcana. So we've got the Wheel of Fortune and the moon. It's a very, very emotional card, the moon. I'm not saying everyone around you is going to be crying, nothing like that. But what this is, it's phases, okay? And I feel it's asking you to adapt to certain phases that comes in your life. Things end, things begin, things might take longer than they should, things might be quicker than what they initially seem. And this is asking you to flow with that, flow with the cycles, because I feel that your world almost is like changing dynamics. And what I mean by that, when you change, you see the world through different eyes. Okay, and it's all coming in such a profound way that a 20-minute reading on Facebook won't give it any justice. But what I am seeing is you feeling happier. There's a lot of acceptance coming in that may not have happened before. Okay, it's acceptance with yourself, acceptance with external situations, and you just seem to, with the King of Pentacles coming up here, have a better grip of how you see things, have a better grip of how you look at your possessions, have a better grip of your job, have a better grip of your finances, your savings, your debt, however it is. It's good. It's finding balance, but this is you first. And honestly, as a first card, this is a really, really good card to have. Honestly, it's a, all right, it's let things be. I feel happy. I feel calm, collected. Underneath. Oh, okay. Well, I saw it, so I'm going to read it. So I'm going to leave it as a sideline. But underneath the Two of Pentacles, what is coming up? I have a clarifier. Oops, too many. I'm going to get a clarifier for this one card. This isn't an overall clarifier, yeah. So we got underneath, you got the Ten of Swords. So no, it's not the Ten of Swords, it's Ten of Wands. With the Seven of Pentacles. So this is the clarifier for the Ten of Wands, okay? And what this means, there's a lesson here, guys. The Ten of Wands is the Lord of Welcome Burden. It's not burden because you are so put upon it's unbelievable. It's what you give yourself. What you're getting balance from here, there is a slight risk that if you are tipped with any external situation, with the moon here, that you could give yourself more stresses than what you need to. And you don't need to. Spreading yourself too thinly is what this card is. Don't feel like you have to be the person that's the go-to all the time. Don't feel that you have to be the glue in between every single situation that becomes imbalanced. Don't feel that you have to have an answer to absolutely everything if you don't know how things are going to turn out, because it gives you these stresses. Next to it, the clarifier. Let things happen organically. This is waiting. I feel for a lot of you, some of your lesson is just being okay with not knowing how things are going to turn out. If you've invested in something, it can be difficult. If you've, especially emotionally, especially what this moon card is also. But if you've invested emotionally in something, if you've put a lot of hard work into something and nothing is happening, you give yourself stress. The clarifier for this, the lesson for the 10 of Wands, which is what the clarifier is let things play out. You wouldn't plant a seed and 2 days later dig it up and see if it sprouted. It'd be too stressful for the seed. You've stressed it out through your own merit, through your own actions even. Okay? It could all be linked though to the Knight of Swords. So this is an energy, this is a court card, it's a voice. Basically meaning it's going to be a younger air sign who is tipping your scales. So now if it's not a younger air sign, it could just be an energy. It could be a child, or it could be somebody just in and out, somebody who you really like and like that passion's there, but it's not really going anywhere type thing. That won't be for everybody. But can you see the lesson? Can you see where it can go? Can you see how the path that you kind of always go down is asking you to go down this way? It's exactly what the Wheel of Fortune's coming in here. Going to get an overall clarifier and see what is coming up for you. Thank you. Oh, I like this. Overall clarifier is the Ace of Cups. As an overall clarifier, we want to see an ace because it's a brand new phase with whatever that is. But this is regards to your creativity. This is expansion. This is your how you communicate. And this is why the Justice card is you at the moment, finding balance with that. So maybe it's you need to be more assertive with the situation. Maybe it's you understanding that not everything works out in the way that you thought, and you don't have to verbalize that all the time. You don't have to try and over-explain yourself. You don't have to try and over-explain it in your head. Because with this 10 of Wands, is you giving yourself stress. So imbalance is an element of, what's the word? It's not progressive for you. And this is something your guides want you to know. So it's putting things on hold for the moment. It's putting things not working, or seems like it's not working at the moment, because it's asking you to find your self-worth, to find your balance within yourself first, and then everything follows from that. Trust me, because you end up being the King of Pentacles here, but just know that there is a bit of a risk of you stressing yourself out. The wonderful thing is it's not anyone else or a situation giving you stress, it's you. And when I say the wonderful thing is because then we can correct it ourselves, okay? So I'm just going to get a word and see what's coming up for all of you. Wow, that's quite a lot that's come up there. But actually, this one flipped over singly, and I am going to read it because I feel it's linked heavily to the first card. So the word is nurturer. Isn't that wonderful? This is what you give yourself, guys. And also with the 10 of Wands, you could feel like you're the nurturer. With that, you know, being that glue, spinning plates, being the balance for everybody else. That is not your role to a degree. You are not put on this planet for that, okay? However, with the Justice card, finding that balance within yourself, you need to nurture yourself at the same time. So you need to nurture your mind, you need to nurture your soul, which is why the Ace of Wands is coming up as a clarifier, because it's that new phase with regards to your creativity, with your how you communicate and all this kind of stuff. Okay, so it's almost like you've put yourself in a room or in a spa, and you're having those treatments, you're giving yourself to balance yourself out, ready for the next phase of your life almost. Okay, but know that things begin and end with you, and this nurturer card is number 11. So you might see 1111, or it's the number 11, but it's going to be beautiful. Okay, just know that the imbalance isn't serving you, and just because you haven't seen how something's going to turn out doesn't mean it won't. Stop thinking about what if this happens, what if that happens, because it's what's putting the brakes on whatever it is, okay, that you're thinking about. So guys, that is your Tuesday evening tarot reading. Watch me again on Sunday. I will be doing another one on Sunday, and I will be doing Through the Hermit's Door on Friday. Okay, so come along to both of those, or just come along to one, whatever tickles your fancy really. Have a good one, stay safe, happy, warm, and as always, I will see you in the next video. Take care of yourselves.